This photo taken from a 4K video and dated Tuesday, October 17, 2017 shows Ashley Caldwell, the 2017 Women's Aerial Skiing World Champion from the United States, as she soars through the air during jump training in Soesfee, Switzerland. Because snow is no longer guaranteed early in the season at their headquarters in Park City, Utah, she and other members of the U.S. Aerials national team went to train high on the Soesfee Glacier ahead of the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics. AP photo/John Lester. Soesfee, Switzerland. The athletes' half-hour commute in the Swiss Alps up 2 gondolas, then through a tunnel in the world's highest underground train to a glacier at 11,000 feet served up daily grim reminders that global warming is threatening their line of work. After exiting the train, they squelched through a field of grayish mud to reach shrinking snowfields scarred by new crevasses. Occasionally, they heard the sharp roars of glacial ice breaking off in monster chunks, then echoing across the peaks where they trained jumps, tricks, and turns for the Pyeongchang Olympics. Most days, they basked in brilliant, snow-melting sunshine that bathed the whole scene in deceptive beauty. Another subtle but telltale indicator of climate change's disruptive impact on winter sports, many athletes here 5,000 miles away from the Rockies and 3,500 miles from the Green Mountains of New England had the letters USA emblazoned on their jackets. Americans once had little need to swap continents to guarantee off-season access to snow. But warming is forcing athletes to hunt farther from home for wintry conditions, particularly just months away from an Olympics. Without the snow and the cold in the places in the states where it's normally cold, we have to travel over here and find a place on a glacier to get a couple of jumps off, said John Lillis, world champion in aerial skiing. Something that terrifies every winter athlete daily is the fact that the conditions are not as good as they used to be. You see videos of people skiing on glaciers back in the 80s and 70s, and half of that glacier doesn't even exist anymore. Last year, the Aerials team stopped water training at its headquarters in Park City, Utah, in mid-October, then sat and waited a month for snow that came late to the mountain that hosted the Winter Games 15 years ago. The World Cup season began in China, and the Americans were forced to travel there not having set foot on snow in months. The results, not surprisingly, were dismal, not a single podium and only one finish in the top 5. Lesson learned: this season, they uprooted to glaciers at Soesfee, Switzerland, and Ruka, Finland, for autumn training needed to be competitive at February's Winter Games in South Korea. The hunt for off-season training spots like these is increasingly a scramble, and not just for the Americans. The hellishly named Lucifer heat wave that baked Europe in July and August wreaked havoc on teams' schedules. Canadian ski cross racers had to cancel plans to train on Italy's Stelvio Glacier that turned a sickly gray, rerouting to Mount Hood, Oregon, instead. Canadians endured issues elsewhere, scrubbing a planned summer training trip to Argentina because of hostile weather and extreme winds.